Hello and welcome to episode 24 of Steins Gate, where we last stopped off. A lot of crazy things happened. Mocha betrayed us, killing Mayuri, and we went back in time not once, but twice successfully with the time leap, and failed both times. Now, yeah, we went back twice actually, so yeah, this is our second time going back. And now, in our third iteration, we're trying to change the future by getting Mayuri, and we're currently headed to Yanabashi Shrine. So if you like videos like this and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. Without further ado, let's jump back into it. We are also on chapter 6. I run to Yanabashi Shrine at full speed. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30 degrees Celsius. Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background, and I think we're 2 or 3 hours back in time, 3 hours before Mocha kills Mayuri. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. I finally stagger through the archway. Now I regret not borrowing Suzuha's bicycle. But no, there wasn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I run to the courtyard where I find Luca standing alone with her bamboo broom.
Luka-ko! Okabe-san.
She bows her head.
Mayuri wa dou da?
Mayuri-chan dattara, mou kaerimashita kedo.
No, that was quick.
Kaetta.
Hai. Ato de Mayuri-chan ni gomen nasai tte tsutaete kuremasen ka? Boku, yappari doushite mo cosplay wa dekimasen tte kotowachatte.
Well,
Mayuri-chan o kanashimazetaku wa nakatta n desu kedo, yappari hitomae ni deru no wa hazukashikute.
I finally catch my breath. I don't have time to listen to Luca's apologies.
Mayuri wa kaetta n da na.
Hai.
That doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30 p.m. It's still 5:30 p.m. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. So what was she doing for that extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this.
本当に帰ったのか？どこかへ寄るとは言っていなかったか？
いえ、聞いてませんけど。岡部さん、一体何が？
もしMayuriがここに戻ってきたら、すぐに俺に電話するように伝えるんだ。
はい。
I better check the lab. We might have missed each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru. Did Kurisu go shopping by herself? I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer.
Mayuriは帰ってきてるか？
Man, we really suck at this.
いや。あいつどこへ？
I take a bottle of Dr. P out the fridge and chug it down. The cold, sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and drives the heat away. Now I can think. But I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death.
オカリンさ、さっきからなんでそんなピリピリしてるん？
Mayuriの居場所を知らないか？
だからルカ氏のところっしょ？
いなかった。帰った後だった。
I start to pace in irritation.
じゃあ他のレイヤー仲間のところとか。
そのレイヤー仲間の連絡先を教えろ。
いや、知らんし。
Darn it. It's easy to forget since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside the lab. McQueen in the shrine, that's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. McQueen doesn't even exist on this world line.
ああ、そういえば。
何かしているのか？
携帯の電源が切れそうとか言ってたような気がする。
Yet another setback. Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls.
なあ、一体どうしたん？
誰？なぜここに残っている？今すぐラボを離れろと言ったはずだ。
I sit on the sofa. I feel the weight of stress on my shoulders and my bones.
理由もなしにそんなこと言われてもわけわからんつうか。一体何が始まるんですみたいな。
Mayuriが殺される。
は？
セルンが本気を出してきたんだ。 あと2時間で奴らは襲撃をかけてくる。だからお前は逃げろ。
え、マジ？
クリスと連絡を取れるか？あいつにもそう伝えるんだ。
あと2時間って、なんでオカリンはそれを知ってるわけよ。
Daru pauses for a moment. He looks toward the development room where the time leap machine is sitting.
まさか使ったん？
I nod gravely. I kick Daru out of the lab and send him home. He promised to call Kirisu for me and tell her to stay at her hotel, but a few minutes later she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I manage to convince her to do as I say. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did at the shrine, but better to wait here in the front of the building. While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30 p.m. That leaves about an hour before Mocha's attack. In an hour, we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuko. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off at Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while. I can think about what comes next after Mayuri is safe. The time leap machine doesn't matter, Mocha can have it. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. Sweat accumulates on my forehead and rolls down my face. Hurry back, Mayuri.
あれ？
Startled, I turn toward that voice. Suzuha and Mr. Braun have emerged from the Braun Tube workshop. I see them lock the door, guess they're closing up shop. That's right, I forgot about Suzuha.
岡部倫太郎、そこで何してんの？
いや、
That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 armed commandos in the blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Where does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat, almost as if she knew something was going to happen. And finally, there's that business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Who is Amane Suzuha?
あ、わかっちゃった。今日宴会やるらしいから、その準備でしょ？
それを誰から聞いた？
椎名真由里、さっき顔見せて、ぜひ来てねって言ってたよ。つうわけで、私もお邪魔することに。
ダメだ。
Oh?
もしかして、私邪魔だった？
いや。
まあ、
Mr. Braun just standing there.
してもらったとはいえ、所詮は部外者だしね。
そうじゃなくてだな。
んだよ岡部、うちのバイトも仲間に入れてやれ。おめえはこいつに借りがあるんだろ。こいつのへそのおかげでおめえらがビル揺らすのも一応許してやったんだからな。
へそって、おーい。
Suzuha has recovered her jacket. She's properly dressed now.
このバイトなかなかいいへそだったぜ。腹回りがしっかり鍛えてあってキュッと引き締まってたな。
エロ親父、本人前にして語らないでよ。
今日の宴会は中止だ。だからバイト選手よ。悪いが今日は帰ってくれ。
中止なの？
ああ、すまない。
I attempt to smile, but with little hope of success.
岡部、何をしてんのかともかく、いざとなったら無茶だけはすんなよ。
え？
It's weird to have him give me advice. I thought he was just a dirty old man who loves CRTs. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Or maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building.
マユリと喧嘩をしましてね。ちょっと参ってるんです。それだけですよ。
That's the best lie I can manage.
あ、じゃあまずいんじゃない？
Blood?
だってほら、あそこに。
Suzuha points across the street. I turn her to look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. When she notices us, she waves her hand with a dizzy smile. Mayuri?
あれ？喧嘩したんじゃないの？すごい笑顔だけど。
I ignore Suzuha and run to Mayuri. The clock on my phone says 6:33 p.m.
どうしたのよ？
I wasted precious time talking to Suzuha. Now that I've secured Mayuri, we need to get far away from Akiba as we can.
オカリン、そんなに急いでど
I ignore her question and grab her hand.
走れ駅に行く
待って荷物が
構うなとにかく走るのだ
なんで
いいから走ってくれ
I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her. I won't. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forgot that she's faster on her feet than I am.
ねえどこ行くの
そうだなとりあえず筑波が横浜あたりに
I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How can she be so ditzy yet so athletic at the same time? Will we successfully change the future? Maybe. The sun has already set, but the sky is still a mix of indigo and orange. We run through the street lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it onto the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep me going.
少しね休んだ方がいいんじゃないか
いや電車に乗るまでは走り続けろ
I do my best to keep up the pace.
なでもねオカリンすごい汗だよ運動苦手なのにね無理すると
When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station is packed, seriously packed. You don't see this many people even at rush hour. The crowd is milling around the entrance for some reason. It looks like no one is going in. What's going on here? A protest, some kind of street performance, or a bomb threat? I don't have time for this. Just then an announcement plays over the PA.
現在山手線京浜東北線総武線すべて運転を見合わせております
See, as crazy as this sounds, if this were me and his situation, I would have just time leaped. I would have given myself more time by time leaping again, like 5 or 4 days before the events actually happen.
お急ぎのお客様には大
Or
変
to the morning at least.
しておりますが何卒ご理解のほど
Finally, I realized my mistake. That's right, before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat. No wonder there are so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot how could I have been so stupid?
どうしたんだろうね
All the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about other means of public transportation, the subway or the bus? Should we get to another station? I turn around and head back the way we came, keeping a firm grip on Mayuri's hand. But before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we're surrounded. Uh-oh.
岡部倫太郎だな。
A low voice. A face I've never seen. He's not one of the 5 who broke into the lab with Mocha.
オカリンこの人たち知り合い
Mayuri grips my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the man.
一緒に来てもらおうか。
誰だ
Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the men move to block us again.
抵抗するなら殺す。
捨てるんか
They're with Mocha? She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs up my spine. We made a terrible mistake when we hacked into CERN. I realize that now, though it's far too late.
これだけ大勢の人がいる中で殺せるのか
冗談だと思わない方がいい。
I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. My blood goes cold. Am I going to die here? Will my time leaving be for naught? No, I can't give up. I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future. But how do I get out of this? The crowd at the station has grown even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know where they can go, when they can go home. I guess if they don't need Mayuri, I'd just be like, hey, just let me go, or I'll go with you if you let her go. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly, a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. Tidy people surge into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now, I quickly turn and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away. Then the man gets swallowed by the crowd.
Mayuri! Nigeru!
I grab Mayuri's hand and start running. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that thwarts our pursuers. As soon as we reach Udori, we start running back toward the lab. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Mocha's group will be there shortly. Is the subway still running? If we get on, Shichirako Station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. But we can't stop now. I have to keep running. Doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. Four men walking together up ahead suddenly stop and turn to face us. I've got a bad feeling about this. They don't look like an otaku. Are they Western too? My fears are confirmed when the four men start walking toward us, arms spread to block the street. No doubt about it, they're after us too. I turn to flee back toward the station, and there I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped, enemies on both sides. There's only one choice. I grab Mayuri and make for the nearby side street. I'm trying to get to Tsuchiracho Station without using the main streets. But as we pass UPX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they Western too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course.
Mayuri, お前の方が足が速いから。
Talking while running uses up all my breath. Sweat drips into my eyes, making it hard to see.
お前だけでも逃げろ。はぐれたら袋の岸文字に行け。そこで。
Before I finish, I catch sight of another group of men waiting for us up ahead. I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN. I recall what Mocha said.
あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? We're just kids playing at science in the safety of our tiny little lab. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. Were we doomed from the start? No, no matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump the fence onto the road. Oh. Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away, my body is racked with intense pain. We got hit by a car. Now isekai time, just kidding. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off and my hand comes away slick with blood. I grit my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri is lying on the pavement a few meters away. Oh, she got hit too. I reach out to her. Dang. No response. Mayuri is motionless. No. Did the impact kill her? This can't be happening. The car that ran us over, a white van, pulls up. The door opens and out steps Mocha.
動きは止めたわ。
Hiro Mocha. Her again. She knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri.
岡部君。いえ、岡部倫太郎は確保。
She's talking to someone on her phone. Has she been tracking us this whole time?
警察に連絡して。椎名真由里が死んだ。
She looks down at me with eyes cold enough to freeze my blood.
なんで殺すんだ。なんで。
あなたが逃げるからよ。
くそ。くそ。
I leapt and throw myself at Mocha with all my might. She goes down hard. I hear her head smack against the pavement. I stand up and look around. Mocha is dazed and unable to stand, but I see certain agents making their way toward us through the crowd. I've got to get out of here. I take a step, but then a sharp pain runs through my body like an electric shock. The crash must have broken my leg. It doesn't matter, I have to get to the lab and time leap again. That's the only way to save Mayuri. I look back at the site of the accident. Mocha is slowly getting back on her feet, but Mayuri remains limp and motionless on the road. Darn it, darn it, darn it. It breaks my heart to leave Mayuri lying there, but I have no choice. I have to get back to the lab no matter what. Wow, we get it. Fighting the pain of my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Surprisingly, Stern's men didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are still on. Relieved that Kirisu and Daro haven't returned, I head straight to the development room. But uh-oh, I don't think we turned on the TV. It doesn't work. I remembered to break into the Brontube workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. Never mind. My body is drenched in sweat and I can't stop shivering. Everything hurts, especially my right side where the car hit me. If I'm not careful, I might pass out. My vision is blurry, it's hard to focus. My left arm is numb and can barely move. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. Mayuri. They killed her again. I failed to protect her again. Why don't we just go further back in time? What's worse, I left her all alone in front of the station with a gawking crowd. Forgive me, Mayuri. Forgive me. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echo in the distance. Mocha hit Mayuri in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Even if CERN bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries or whatever they were, CERN's hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It should have been easy for them to catch me, injured as I am. It doesn't matter right now. I need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Settings complete. I put on the headgear. I'll get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. A surge of anxiety washes over me. What if this time leap fails? What if my memory data gets corrupted in the process? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use the machine? I curse my weakness. Maybe... I wonder if when we go into that coma for a month or whatever, it's us either way into the future or like a couple... I don't know, like a couple years maybe in the future, then we go back in time and then we implant these things like the organization or Ragnarok or like all these code words to help try to remember to stop a specific moment from happening. Maybe, I don't know. And it's like one big time loop. I will never allow such a terrible future to remain unchanged. If I can save Mayuri, then I'll overcome the barrier of time as many times as it takes. I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate the time leap machine. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, we still don't go back further in time. Okay, got it. So I guess now we gotta find out where she is. A screeching in my ear, needle stabbing into my brain, 1,000 emotions flooding my senses. The world bends, pulses, then returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by a piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone to my ear. Another successful time leap, that makes 3. It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Kirisu's confidence if I told her. Also, why not just time leap now from here and time leap to either this morning or when the time machine is finished? But that will have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab. I mean, honestly, that's what, just keep time leaping the time leap. Kirisu, who is dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice.
大声出さないでよ。徹夜明けなんだから少し休ませろ。
マユリはどこだ。
いきなりなんぞ。 マユシならルカ氏のところ行くって言ってたじゃん。
Darn, she already left. Call Luca, tell her to charge her phone. I should call or send a mail. I need to get in touch with her somehow. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving the shrine. The question is who? Think. Consider every possibility. Darn it, how could I forget something so important? I should have asked Mayuri where she was today before I time-lapped. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Wait, I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that CERN would be watching. This time we'll take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. This is so stupid. I consider explaining the situation to Kiryu Sundaru, but I just don't have the strength to do that right now. Besides, I don't want to get them involved. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. This is such stupid thinking. This is not what you should be doing. As before, the Braun Tube workshop closes early. Mayuri appears that Suzuha and Mr. Braun are leaving. We run through Kaneda Myojin's back streets to Ochanamumizu Station, taking only minimal precautions to avoid attracting attention. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stopped, but when we get there, I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like CERN. Change of plans, we turn around and head for Shin Ochumozu subway station. We arrive at the station later than I intended. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamato, Keihin, Toku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait, it looks like the Chiyoda line has too. This is probably because of the poison gas terrorist attacks that have happened in the past, and now becomes protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened. Even stations are unconnected lines. Darn. Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've led her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Does she really trust me that much? Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want to so badly save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I'll leave as many times as it takes. Mayuri tilts her head quizzically. I realize that I'm staring at her.
あのね、おかり。マユシは聞きたいこといっぱいあるけど、今は我慢しとくね。その代わり、終わったらね、全部聞かせてほしいです。
I think that's fair.
ああ、約束する。
Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. That's right, while we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. If I have to leave again, I'll need the information. I'll need all the information I can get.
お前、ルカ子に会った後はどこに行っていた？
ふぶきちゃんからメールがあってね、マユシーのコスにちょっと問題発生しちゃってたのです。糸がほつれてるところがあったんだ。それを直しに。
ふぶきちゃんというのはどこに住んでいる？
住んでるっていうかね、今ちょうど UPX のスタベまで来てたのです。
So that's where she was. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. About 20 minutes have passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but it's okay. Right now, Mocha should be in Akihabara heading to the lab. Everything is going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examined the route map on the station's notice board. We can transfer to overland train at Yogi Yuhara. It'll take a while, but that will take us all the way to Odawara. Another announcement, our train is arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Mayuri and I are standing just behind the white line. I reach for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train when the doors open, but I guess there's no hurry now. I let my hand fall to my side empty. The roar comes closer and then push. Mayuri is saying something I can't quite hear over the train. Oh! Suddenly Mayuri disappears. Oh, dang. This is awful. This really is just watching your friend die over and over again. There she is, leaning out over the track. She's off balance as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then the train comes screaming into the station. I hear a sound from under the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Sparks flies, the train slams on its brakes. And that was Brontube's daughter. The people on the platform scream. I turned to where Mayuri was just a moment ago. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable, cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Tenoji Ne. She looks up at me. Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. This is awful.
私マユリお姉ちゃん見つけてびっくりさせたくてわざとじゃわざと
She stares at me for a few more seconds as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us there's been a personal injury accident. Nay is already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. One side of the track is a wash of red. My mind is blank. I can't think straight. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Mocha's group should have come and gone, but the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful. Well, round 4, here's some more. It takes longer than usual to set up the machine for some reason. I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last it's ready. Now, take me back. We really suck at this time travel. Oh, we went a little earlier this time. The leap occurs instantaneously. Teeter claimed that this time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior, but now is not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Kirsu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap personality and memory.
Juicy karaage #1.
Mayuri is singing her chicken song, though she's actually eating pre-cooked chicken for the convenience store instead of her usual juicy chicken #1. She had to switch because she can't warm up frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was ready to come back 5 hours. Finally, Mayuri is still in the lab. But what the hell happened back there? It hurts, but I forced myself to recall that horrifying scene. Mayuri died again. This time it happened at Shin Ochunomuzi station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or bomb threat. Tenoji Ne pushed her onto the tracks where the train tore her to shreds. Could Ne be working for CERN too? No, that can't be right. Ne has a habit of jumping on Mayuri and greeting. She was probably just being her usual affectionate self. Or almost like this is the will of Steinsgate. But why did she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Whose malice? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mayuri. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time we hail a taxi on Chodori. It'll be expensive, but that hardly matters now. Mayuri comes along quietly. I consider taking her home to Igabukuro, but Mocha's group might be watching her house. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I asked the driver to take us to Shinagawa. However, the traffic is unusually heavy. The driver says it's never been this bad before. There must be an obstruction up ahead, an accident or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. We made it out of Akiba, but at this rate it will take us forever to reach Shinagawa. I consider getting off here and taking the train, but then I remember what happened at Shin Ochimuzu station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be CERN's doing. I look out the window and scan the crowd for anyone who might be a CERN agent. 3 hours later, we're still stuck. According to a conversation I overheard between our driver and another driver, there's some kind of inspection up ahead. Furthermore, it doesn't seem to be a police inspection, and a small fight broke out at the inspection site or something. To make matters worse, this road has already been closed off and all the cars behind us are being detoured. There are only about 100 cars waiting, but the inspection has been at a standstill for about 3 hours. This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating this situation. Is Mayuri gonna die again? If I'd known it was going to turn out like this, I ditched the taxi hours ago. It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right. Just then, someone knocks on the window. Our taxi is stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, but before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. He's holding a knife. Another assassin. Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open it from the inside. Oh, just instantly murks her. Mayuri opens her eyes wide. Her body twitches. It all happens too fast. The man sinks his knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes. It is the horrible will of the steinsgate. Another man gets into the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes slowly close. A tear rolls down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop. I can feel her last breath against my skin. They killed her again. Why? 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 Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Mocha? CERN? Or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. He falls back. I shout to the driver. I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. After running for hours, I make it back to the lab. Luckily, the time leap machine is still there. I have to leap again. Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours into the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I feel like I've hit a dead end. What do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her? Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. This time I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. When asked why, I explain that someone is going to kill Mayuri 6 hours from now, but without any proof that there's someone after her, they have no choice but to turn us away. It's past 6 by the time we leave the station, and we left with no choice but to keep running. I wish that I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try the stations again, and maybe this time she won't die, but I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, and taxis all out. Attempting escape by those means will get Mayuri killed. That's what my heart tells me. Perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die a half a dozen times already, shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi Camera. I thought we could keep hiding there indefinitely, but just after 7 we hear an explosion in front of the station. Yodobashi goes into chaos. Policemen appear and start evacuating the store. When I try to explain our situation, an officer shouts terrorist and pulls his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Mayuri dies. Oh my gosh. Yep, she's a terrorist. Happened so fast, the policeman shoots her right in the head. I don't know if he was a real policeman or a CERN assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. Oh, we're going slightly back further in time. Nice. This time I don't leap into action immediately. Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends in the worst way possible. To make matters worse, I no longer know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri die? At first, I thought it was Mocha and her hit squad sent by CERN to steal our time machine. But as I leapt back in time again and again, the cause of Mayuri's death kept changing. At Shin Station, she died because Nate pushed her off the platform. CERN had nothing to do with that. It was an accident. Each time I leapt, she dies a different way. What does that mean? I've been thinking for an hour and I'm no closer to an answer. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? I'm the only person in history to leap through time. No, there's one more, John Theater. But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted at channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's a real time traveler. I decided not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach, strike first. I send Mocha an email. I need to talk to you about our time machine, meet me alone. I designate the roof of the Radikan as our meeting place. 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crashed, but it's still there and the building's still closed. At least the security has lessened, so it's easy for me to sneak in. Not that there's any sneaking to do, I just walk in through the front door like I belong there. No one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. Naturally, there's nobody here but me. It occurs to me that this is a dangerous gambit. Mocha might have a gun, and I already know that she's willing to use it. But even so, I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30, it's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I hide in the shadow and wait with bated breath. About 30 minutes later, I hear the door open. Mocha makes her entrance alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun out. Where do we get a gun? It's not real, okay. It's future gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. It's just a toy ray gun with a remote control attached, obviously a bluff, but all I could prepare on such notice. I run up behind Mocha and shove the bit particle gun into her back. Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie, this is real. And she isn't an actress, she's a murderer. After Mocha raises her hands, I peel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it to Mocha's back in place of the bit particle gun.
残念だったな。最初の銃はおもちゃだ。話を聞きたい。お前がセルンの資格であることは分かっている。
なぜ？
知りたいのか。知りたいのかよ。
Shit. I time traveled, fool. My frustration and rage boils over. Because of her. Because of her, Mayuri.
俺はタイムマシンで未来から来た。冗談だと思っているのか。だが俺はすでに 4,5 回は同じ時間を繰り返してきた。
I've lost count of how many times exactly. And I haven't slept at all that entire time. Strangely, I'm not tired at all.
だからこれからお前たちが何をするかも知っている。7時過ぎに電車が止まる。爆破予告のせいでな。
Mocha gasps. So it was their doing. Oh.
お前と仲間たちが今日ラボを襲撃することも知っている。そこでお前がマユリを殺すこともだ。
私が
理解したか。俺がタイムリーパーだと。
Mocha nods faintly. I could kill her now, it would be easy. But no, I need information.
お前たちはセルンの何なんだ。
ラウンダー。
Rounders? Mocha answers with surprising obedience. I guess she values her own life even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs.
ラウンダー。一体どういう組織なんだ。セルンとの関係性は。
メールで。
ダメだ。口頭で説明しろ。
ラウンダーはセルンとは別組織。
An organization inside an organization?
公には出てこない。そういう扱い。
秘密の傭兵部隊か。
違う。IBN5100。その情報収集と回収のため
Multiple.
世界中に散らばってそれを集める。
IBN 5100s. That's right, when I met her she was looking for an IBN 5100. These days they're nearly impossible to find. People will pay millions just to own one. Is that because Shern has been hunting them down?
ラウンダーの規模は答えろ。
知らない。まただから。
So she's not important enough to be told.
俺が手に入れた IBN5100 を盗んだのもやはりお前だな。
Mocha doesn't answer.
なぜ IBN5100 の情報をハッキング対策か。
機密保持、最も優先すべき事項だから。セルンの
一体何が隠されている。タイムトラベルの人体実験やその実験で何百人と殺しているという情報は普通の PC でもハッキングで見ることができた。 IBN5100 で構築されたデータベースにはそれ以上の極秘情報があるというのか。
知らない。
末端だからか。
My tone is sarcastic, but Mocha nods. Darn, she's useless.
なぜラボを襲った。いやお前にとってはこれから襲うか。
分かっているはず。
セルミのハッキングをしたからか。
理由は3つ。1つは知ったから。君たちが知ってはいけないこと。
So Shern did know about the hacking.
それとタイムマシン、君たちが作った。
That much was obvious. Shern must be trying to monopolize time travel technology.
決定的だったのは君たちがそのタイムマシンを世間に公表しようとしたこと。
How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time leap machine was completed. That was only a few hours ago.
だから全員を拘束。
拘束。マユリを殺したではないか。
あの子は必要ない。
Not needed. I nearly pulled the trigger.
タイムマシンを作ったのは君とマキセと橋田だから。あの子は殺しても構わない。
Oof.
そう言われた。
俺たちを拘束してどうするつもりだった。
セルンの施設に監禁してタイムマシン実用化の研究を。
そうやってこれまでにもセルン以外のタイムマシン研究を潰してきたんじゃないか。
私は回収しろと言われただけ。
お前のことを一瞬でも仲間にした俺が間違いだった。
セルンのためすべて FP の命令すべて何でもやる。 FB の指示なら。
Who's FB? FB? Is that the name of her supervisor?
岡部君、君なのジョン・タイターは。
何。
John Theater.
考えられない君しか。
Me?
何をバカな。
I dig the gun into Mocha's back.
それより死にたくなかったら今すぐにお前の仲間とそれと FB とやらに連絡しろ。ラボ襲撃は中止だと。
Mocha shakes her head.
そんな権限ない。
知ったことか。権限がなかろうが何とかするんだ。でないと殺す。
I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling just like Mocha's were before she shot Mayuri.
なんで殺したんだ。
She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger, but she did.
お前もあんなことしたくなかったんだろ。なのになんで。
私は従うだけ。 FB に。
だったらその FB とかいうやつをここに連れてこい。
Mocha shakes her head again.
だからそっちの事情なんて知ったことじゃないと。
無理なの。FB に会ったことは。
Something hard stabs me in the back. A chill runs through my body. There's someone behind me.
銃を捨てろ。
A man's voice. Is he with Mocha?
汚いぞ。気に覚えか。
I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood.
二人だけで会うと約束しただろう。
Mocha doesn't answer.
いいから銃を捨てろ。
タイムマシンは渡す。だから誰も殺すな。
だとしても。
Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Mocha steps away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold, her expression unreadable.
監禁して二度と出されない。
Mocha takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist.
頼む。ハッキングのことを謝るから。誰も殺さないでくれ。
Something strikes the back of my head. My legs give out instantly, sending me to the ground. Darkness creeps in.
ターゲット B を確保。開始を頼む。
Deep down, I knew I can't save Mayuri. Even if Mocha's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steinsgate, though. Steinsgate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steinsgate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate, God, the will of the world, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists and it has sentenced Mayuri to death. I wake up in the back of a station wagon. The windows are coated with black film, so I can't tell where we are. I feel throbbing pain in the back of my head. My hands are tied behind my back. What time is it? How long have I been unconscious? There's a man with me inside the car. I recognize him from a previous time leap. He's the one who stabbed Mayuri in the taxi. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but he doesn't speak. He just waves his gun menacingly as if to say there's no hope of escape. The dashboard clock reads 7:30 p.m. I look out the window again. It seems that the car stopped in the middle of Mayuri's pavement. We're close to the lab. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everyone, including Mayuri, to run. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Mocha's gonna take the time leap machine away. What will happen then? Stern can have the machine if it will save Mayuri. The problem is that it won't, not when the world itself is determined to kill her. As long as the time leap machine remains in my hands, I can keep trying to fix things. I'll leap again and again until I find a way to save her. But if I lose the machine, then the future is decided. A future without Mayuri. I have to get it before they do, even if that means I might get shot. As long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. My bound hands limit me to headbutts and kicks, but I somehow managed to knock down the man guarding me and escape. My chest and neck are covered with blood. I must have been shot during the struggle, but thanks to the adrenaline pumping through my body, I barely feel any pain. I can still move, that's all that matters. I run up the stairs with my hands still tied. I can only pray that I'll be able to operate the time leap machine quickly enough. Mayuri and Kirsu and Daru are in the lab. So are Mocha and her men. When I open the door, I burst in. Everyone looks at me in surprise. Well, bam, you're dead. When she sees my tattered body, Mayuri runs up to me with tears in her eyes. Wait. I try to stop her. In the corner of my eye, I see Mocha take aim at Mayuri. I try to put myself between them. I try to cover Mayuri with my body. But a man grabs me from behind and pulls me back. I watch helplessly as Mayuri's tiny body drops to the floor. Her eyes wide and wet with tears seem to stare into mine. But I can see that they have already lost their light. She's gone. Again. 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 What happens next is the same as before. Suzuha defeats the Rounders and Kirsu helps me time leap. And with that being said, again, I know it's a little bit short, but I feel like these are just a tad more compact and a tad more exhilarating, that it kind of ends on a good note instead of doing another time leap and running over what I want to, so I'm able to complete the video. So I hope you guys understand, and if not too many people watch it anyway, and for the people who do, they're committed, and I appreciate you guys. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like videos like this and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. And thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know down below what you want to see for let me know down below what you want to see next. Excuse me, I'm very tired today. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I've been Boog the Goob. May God bless you, and peace. Steins gate.